Picture this. It's 2008, and you're a little kid eating boogers and doing dumb shit. Then one day you're sitting down after school while sitting in front of the TV, watching Cartoon Network. Then out of nowhere, you get hit with a burst of color, burst of life. Your eyes widen and your smile widen at the same time as you stare at the screen. And you realize the game that you're seeing is also free. And you know this is about to be one of the most funnest experiences you've ever had. I still remember the following days after seeing this game on my TV while watching Cartoon Network. The game brought many kids like me into this game franchise before I even got an Xbox or a PlayStation. A game that even had Selena Gomez as a promotion event for the game. No, seriously. She was in the game for some other reason. But I was a kid back then. Today we'll be finding out how is Wizard101 in 2022. When I started playing the game, I wanted to go in blind to get the best experience, trying not to look up any tutorials or anything. When I first downloaded the game, which I cannot stress enough, it took over a day and a half. But with that being said, let's dive in. The game has several arcs, but the first one you start in talks about defeating and stopping Malstairn. And after that, there are several arcs afterwards, such as stopping Morgonk and defeating the Grand Spider and many more. The game expands farther than defeating bosses. There are several story elements that brought many people such as myself to enjoy and love this game when we were younger. One of those being the variety of characters that you can talk to and the world you can explore. I also enjoy the different schools and how each school have their own unique playstyles, and most times it takes actual skill to learn how to play and use that skill or use that school to a certain degree. The thing about the cons are, in the beginning of the game, the tutorial takes, for me it took more than an hour and I was trying to speed through it. Some of the side quests also feel kind of time consuming and just take away from the overall story of the game. While the story is pretty straightforward, it feels like most times it's the side quests that take up more time than the main quest. As soon as the game fully loads in, I'm instantly hit with a splash from the past in the form of nostalgia. The game, it looks amazing as I remembered it. It has looked when I was younger. Even though the game has 10 plus years, there's still people playing the game to this day, and the game overall looks fun to be in. Plus, the game still has content being added to this day. The game surprisingly moves quickly after everything downloads and gets set into place. And I have to put emphasis, especially after everything loads into the game, because it was a brief point in time to where I was able to play the game, but there was large sections of the game that still glitched and all of that because the game was still loading in.
It's hard to take the game serious when it does that.
I also enjoy the different schools, and I can choose each of your own tactics based on what you love.
I don't know why I could.
As I said, and I can't.
I don't know why I just automatically knew they would have a dog as
they
librarian.
They added to this game almost monthly, but I also love the different cars and varieties, and there's no pets you can have. It's a really nice touch to a game that's 10 plus years old and still is amazing to play. The controls for the game are clunky, and for the kids who the game is aimed towards if they don't have a mouse on them, then it makes it virtually impossible to control your character in the game. While large parts of the game still haven't registered for my PC, it takes away from the overall enjoyment because there were lots of parts where I had to be in those areas and I just couldn't enjoy it. I couldn't even tell what characters I was even speaking with. There are also, for some reason, there's no option to change the school of magic you picked in the beginning. So if you ever wanted to switch your mind and find a better school, you have to create a whole new character for you to even do that. And also some of the side quests, just as I said, feel like time consuming, and also put in the game to give players the main quest, but extra steps before you can even start the main quest, and it just truly makes it hard. Even though Wizard101 has a lot of pluses to it, I will say the game is littered with microtransactions. But Wizard101 doesn't have a pay to win method like usual games. Instead, it has a pay to have a chance to speed things up, such as getting better gear from packs when you take money out, or paying to unlock certain extra perks for the game. To the people that don't want to spend any money, like me, the game is listed as free to play, which allows players to earn gold, but it's only small amounts. It's never as much as people that would pay money. There are 20 worlds in total, and that overall sounds amazing when each of those individual worlds you have to pay separately. There's even a 1-year special for $59.95, which gives players full access to worlds and etc. But that's to the people that are willingly prepared to open their wallet and pay for everything. The problem with microtransactions, especially in Wizard101, is it gives players that don't pay anything an unfair disadvantage to the players that buy the memberships and everything for the worlds. Because not only do they have to spend more time grinding out the game just to compete with that level, but lots of times there's new events and all of that stuff that give more access to the people that pay than the people that don't. Wizard101 has multiple different payment plans, but the most popular one recently has been a 1-year special, which gives players access to worlds, PvPs, all of that, and etc. And that goes for the people that are willing to pay for all of that. The problem with microtransactions in this game is usually gives players who don't pay anything an unfair disadvantage. It's really hard for these type players to catch up to the players that paid money. The game is good in its own way. I enjoy how it takes a spin at a concept that everyone knows about, which is the wizard, going on adventures and with friends. I love that concept, and I love how they kind of broaden and widen and expand on it to a certain degree. The game creates a story that has a lot of potential to be remembered for years, and it has. That's why overall I see a lot of people doing videos on Wizard101 and even having whole channels based solely around Wizard101, because the story and the whole game has been a truly nostalgic adventure for a lot of people, and still to people who are just now getting into it. And I love how they're still updating and adding new things into the game, making it more and more fun and constantly going at it. But with that being said, it doesn't take away from what the game has failed to do. Even though the game has been out there for a very long time, there's still a lot of problems with the game, including the controls and the microtransactions that kind of overlook the greatness that this game held and still holds to this day. That's why I would say, for a main reason, that's why lots of people have forgotten this game. Not because the game is old or it became childish. There's a lot of adults that still play it, but because it seems like there's always more money you have to put into the game just to get farther, or to open a new area, and it kind of just took away from the overall experience. And that's all I wanted to say on this whole subject of Wizard101. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys liked how this video went. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day, and see you all